lots of live music happening, and also a very important step forward, I think, in live music in Milwaukee in the last, couple of weeks. It started with Cactus Club requesting a vaccination card, a copy of a vaccination card, or a negative COVID test in order to get into the venue. That got extended out to now. Summerfest was doing that. Pabst Theater Group is doing that. Just today, Anodyne Coffee announced that they want to do that for any shows. Um, I think
Corporation's doing it too. Yeah.
yeah, I think there's a couple things that it's important to note every single time that this gets brought up. Number one, the biggest argument that I see. Number one, get the shot. But number two, the biggest argument that I see against this policy is that like it forces people to get the shot, and it really doesn't technically. It requires you to not bring COVID into the venue, because you do need a negative COVID test within the last 48 hours. But you know what? I really do want to applaud all of the venue owners and all of the talent bookers, everybody involved that are making these decisions and saying, look, we want to protect people, even if they don't want to protect themselves. I think that is super commendable and something that really the city kind of needs. And Ben, I know as an avid live music attendee as well. I mean, does it make you feel a little more at ease having these policies in place?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and like I totally echo everything you said. It's the right thing to do. It's responsible. It is warranted. It's really scary to see these numbers going back up with the Delta variant. And for one, let's just say that with people that are like frustrated about like not being able to like go to the show, if under these new regulations, like not being let in. It's like, for one, if you had COVID, which God forbid, I don't want anyone to have COVID.
Right.
But if you were going, like, if you had, like, if you were really sick, like, why would you be going to the show anyway?
Yeah.
It's like, as you would with any other highly contagious virus, like, let's say, influenza or bronchitis
Or
or
anything, really. Yeah. If you're just
literally
sick in general. Yeah.
any disease or virus that you can transmit from one person to another, you would stay home normally. Like
Yeah.
under any other circumstances, you would stay home. And so, for one, it's like, yeah, I mean, you'd be, if you're really sick, like, chances are, like, why would you want to go to the show
Yeah.
anyway? You
Why
should
would
be
you
staying.
risk it being in a crowd of people and
That's
infecting them, or there's people
Yeah.
that are immunosuppressed, things like
You
that.
should be at home resting, drinking a lot of fluids, and taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like being on a show, if you're sick, shouldn't be like your priority, unfortunately. And that leads me to like the second thing is, it feels like a lot of the adversity to these new regulations that I've seen, which, if you've seen any comment section on a major news network on
Yeah.
social media,
Yeah.
you know what we're talking about. But like a lot of it just feels like a lot of just political reactionaries, like that are just trying to like go that are going out of their way just to prove a point because they don't want to be told what to do.
Right.
And that's the last thing the world has room for right now. Like, we are in a dire situation where people are dying at alarming rates, which is not new because this has been going on for almost 2 years now. Like, getting a vaccine, although I know, no vaccine in history is perfect. Like, any vaccine that has ever been developed has always been
There's been
experimental.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
and it's no one has, like, there's always been people who have had bad adverse reactions to it, for any vaccine that's ever existed. But you know what? A lot of us are filled with vaccines from birth, and
Yeah.
so, like,
Yeah.
it's like this vaccine is no different than that. So, you know, like, it's unfortunate when people have bad reactions to the vaccine, but that is still, that pales in comparison to the bad reactions people have been having to this strain of coronavirus that still is a major threat to public health. So
Yeah.
my bottom line is get the damn shot,
Yeah.
stop complaining, and once you do that, great. Then let's go to some fucking shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Wear your mask.
And I did a piece for the Shepherd Express on this, and I was talking to Kelsey Kaufman a little bit about it from the Cactus Club. But we're the first ones to really institute it here in Milwaukee, and she phrased it really well as saying that it's a harm reduction measure, and I
That's
think
right.
that is the right way to think about it. Is yes, that possibility is still out there, but this is a way to ensure as close as you can that you know terrible like bad things won't happen. You know what I mean? Like the worst of scenarios will not happen. And I have to commend her on that. And in doing research for that piece too, I mean, every major club in the United States is doing something similar right now. If you look at 930 Club in Washington, they're doing it. First Avenue in Minnesota is doing this. Any of the big venues, Subterranean, Beat Kitchen, Empty Bottle, or Elbow Room in Chicago, all those places like are doing something similar that require, even Lollapalooza was doing
Right.
proof of vaccination or a negative test to get in. Now, they said 90% of the people there were vaccinated, which is great. It puts you a little more at ease. And the people that are complaining and saying like in Summerfest case, like, oh, we're not gonna go, those are probably the people that aren't vaccinated that we probably don't want in there anyway right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, literally.
I
Hey, that
mean,
keeps more people that we do like going to Summerfest and
more
less
people
people
that
that
are
we
that are
don't
health
like.
conscious for more than just themselves.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so I just wanted to point out and quickly commend all of the venue owners and talent buyers that are making the difficult decision to do what's necessary to keep live music happening in Milwaukee because it did shut down for so long. They were one of the first things to shut down. We know that. We're through it and we've lived through it as promoters that we have not been able to, do events. And it's going to be one of the last things that really gets to return to full force. And now that we're just getting back to that, it's important that we do that safely.